So in this section, we'll be going over how to identify support and resistance zones. Now, I'm on XAU USD, which is gold, the Forex version of gold. And I just went to a random day and I found a support, which is support, and resistance, which means the top. So when you think of support, think of something that can't break through the bottom. It's getting held up. And when you think of resistance, think of something that can't break through. It's resisting them. So I like to look at the market as just it's just a repeating cycle over and over. What has happened in the past will happen once again. So I came to February 3rd, just a random day, like I said, and I noticed a resistance here and I noticed a support here. Why is this a support? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1 hour candles could not break through this one zone. But oh, wait, what is it getting held up by? Something that is a resistance turned support. So I'll go ahead and make an ellipse by this. This area was formerly a resistance. Price came up. Now it's getting held up supporting this former resistance. Okay, cool. So we finally broke through this at 8 a.m., closed above said resistance, and were able to take off. But price would not have done this unless we were able to close above said resistance. So, once again, we're not getting too deep and technical just yet of going from zone to zone, but let's just go to the next day. So, I'd say this is an obvious resistance, correct? Resistance. And I would say that this is a support. 1, 2, sort of, kind of. 3, 4, boom. We broke and closed below. And not to say this was a huge move, but price went up, grabbed liquidity from the previously broken support here, flipped for almost 100 pips. So when candles close above in this instance or below in this instance, it's a pretty good indicator that price is ready to continue downward. What happened? Same candles, same support. Price can do all this, but it came back in once again, kind of respected this same area here, all this support. Boom. Price closed above at 1 a.m. on Monday morning. What happened? Price gave a bit of a little wick down, ran up and up and up and up and up and up. Price came back, retested this same area, right? Retested the same area. Boom, boom, boom. The market is just a repeating cycle over and over and over. How many times have we retested this same resistance that we had from February 5th? Sorry, trying to make a clone of this. Boom. Kind of held up here too. Got held up here too. Held up here. You get the gist. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the first time that I've even looked at this. I just chose a random day. This same resistance turned support is getting held up from February 5th. And the market is just a repeating cycle, and it ain't been back since. Isn't that crazy? I can go to another random day. Boom. Okay. We'll go ahead and use this as resistance now. And I'd say this is a pretty fine support. See all these touch points. You want to find a lot of touch points, a lot of touch points, right? So let's go ahead and move this up, or move these up, as I should say. Move this over. Let's see if we find any more. Okay, none. But what happens when we break above at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, March 12th? We broke above. Stop loss can get kept back here. Off to the races. Price hasn't looked back since this day. So it's really just about identifying spots where price just continues to just bounce off of, bounce off of, bounce off of. Because if you can remain patient in this game, you can really, really go far. It's just about not acting impulsively because there will come a point where price completely breaks out and provides an opportunity for you to just eat and eat and eat and eat. I'll do one last example. Let's see. I'll use these same lines I've been using. I'll say this is a pretty good support. Boom. A lot of wicks, a lot of wicks, a lot of wicks. Nothing, 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 nothing. And we finally get a little, it's small, it's a small candle now. It's a small candle, but we finally get a little break above here. Price breaks, gives a little bit, but even if, think about it. Let me grab my measuring tool for if I were to take a buy. So say I wanted to keep my stop below that candle that broke above, right? This broke above. It started stuttering a little bit for a while, right? But it just kept respecting this resistance, this resistance, this resistance, right? It kept respecting this resistance. And then when volume kicked in, it was ready to go. So, once again, to keep it short and sweet and simple, you want to find areas in which price could not break above or break below. And when you do get that candle that finally breaks above, you're able to keep your stop loss. Usually, now it's a probability game, but you're able to keep your stop loss below the candle that broke above, expecting volume to continue pushing in your direction. And I just gave three examples of just random days, random sessions of gold just flat out getting moving as soon as it got a candle to close above or below the range. At least the smallest move we just saw was 90 pips. These have been two, three, 400. And I don't know about you, but if I'm willing to risk 40 pips for 300, that sounds like a pretty good risk to reward to me. So just keep in mind that when looking for support and resistance zones, you want to find a zone in which price could not break through. And then when you do get a candle that closes above, you're usually able to take that up a pretty good amount. And you got to think that when price does break above, that former resistance turns into a support until a candle closes back in that range. And we'll get there in a minute of fake outs. But just for a brief tip on that, when a candle breaks above and closes back in range, you see how this resistance holds firm once again. Resistance, break above, retest of the area, get going. Closure back in range, retest to go down. Same supports held up here, same supports, same supports. This market just continues to repeat itself, continues to repeat itself. We can do one more just for the heck of it. Let's see. Boom, boom, cool. Resistance, resistance, resistance. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 candles that just didn't want to break above. But we finally got a candle to close. And granted, this was a deep grab here, deep grab here. But candle close above, it's ready to go. And that is just kind of an indicator of, and you can even use this range, just a little first target. But once again, that's an indicator of when price closes above your range or when price closes below your range, it's ready to go. Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. This was a little preview of what support and resistance trading is. You want to find as many wicks as you can for an area. And once again, it's funny how it just maintains days later, just maintains. Oop, closure above, ready to get going. Same thing here, albeit it was slight. Closed above, small retest, boom, ready to go. So that is support and resistance trading in a nutshell.